Hey guys, welcome back to Artificial Coder. This is Sheil, and today we are going to talk about a very interesting question that I've been thinking for the last couple of weeks. Who was the first programmer ever? Or who actually wrote the first code? We live in a world surrounded by computers, robots, rovers, cloud computing, and whatnot. We have actually come a long way with respect to the technological evolution. But this actually makes me wonder about who started it all. Who was the first person to write a piece of code and get things done? Well, scientists have been thinking about it, and what they actually have come up with is that we have to go all the way back in time to see the first code written. But then again, how far back in time? Turns out we have to go all the way back to the beginning of our solar system when the Earth was just young and hot. I mean, literally. We have to go back billions of years in time. Almost 4.5 billion years ago. That's the age of our planet Earth. So the journey of a planet is divided into two major parts. And this division happened about 3.5 billion years ago, which is the age of the oldest fossils to be found. Hence an evidence that around that time life actually originated on Earth. So before that time, a planet was experiencing chemical evolution, when all the chemicals were reacting to develop complex chemistry, and somewhere around the blue line, the chemistry of Earth transformed into the biology of life. All the chemicals started behaving as alive, and since then, biological evolution kicked in and has created the wide diversity of flora and fauna all around us. So around 3.5 billion years ago was the first code written. And the question that who was the first coder is actually wrong. The correct question to be asked is, what was the first coder? And the answer is, our Mother Nature. So Mother Nature was the first entity to write a code, and she did it 3.5 billion years ago without the need of technology, and she did it using chemistry. Her scripts consisted of alphabets, the nucleotides, and her scripts were saved in the form of DNAs. So DNA, also known as deoxyribonucleic acid, is a molecule composed of two polynucleotide chains that are coiled around each other to form a double helix carrying genetic information. The phosphate backbone is interconnected by nucleotides, also known as adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. They are also known as base pairs, famously known as A, T, C, and G by their initials. If you look at any DNA, you will see that the base pairs are organized in a definite pattern. They only form pairs with only one particular nucleotide. So if you transcribe a DNA into letters, you can see that DNA can be represented by the sequence of letters, and the combination of these letters is the genetic information of any organism. So every organism has their own genetic information, always in the form of A, T, C, and G if they have a DNA. This sequence actually contains the blueprint of life. You can create an organism using the genetic information inside their DNA. But how are these codes structured inside a DNA? Well, the answer is gene. Genes are the parts of DNA holding information of a specific body part or an ability of an organism. To understand it, let's assume that this is a DNA strand of a human being. This DNA strand is divided into different parts, also known as genes. Every gene contains the specific features of that person, such as eye color, hair color, height, skin color, etc. So if DNA is a class, genes are the inbuilt functions. They independently store all the information about the organism. Since we humans have figured out this mystery of nature, we can actually use a gene of one organism and add it to another to get a genetically modified organism with enhanced skills. Genetic modification is when we make such changes for our benefit. Like for example, we can take a fruit and a bacteria that is resistant to insects, and then use the genes of the bacteria to make a new fruit that is resistant to insects. So see, we have figured out the mystery of life. Or have we? Well, turns out, even though we know how life organizes itself and stores all the information, we still haven't figured out exactly how life designed its complex set of codes and processes. It's almost like magic, or maybe science that is yet to be discovered. So as they say, the universe is magical and the magic is science. I hope you learned something today, and thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.